everyone. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners for November 5th, 2025. Today we have a veteran, Joe Snedeker, who is currently serving as Judge Advocate for American Legion Post 121 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Joe served 6 years in the United States Navy as a second-class petty officer from 1965 to 1969, and from 1969 to 1971, Joe served as a ship's pipe fitter and iron worker with the United States Navy Seabees. Joe currently lives in Fleetville, Pennsylvania. I would like to thank you for your service, and I would like to have you come up and please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The reading and approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yep. Yes.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. We'll now open the floor for public comment. Please come to the podium, state your name and municipality for the record. To ensure we maintain an orderly and efficient meeting, we ask that all comments and questions remain limited to agenda items only, please.
Good morning. Michelle Tierney, Glenburn Township. My questions are on all of the agenda items. Yesterday, we had an opportunity for democracy. We had a special election where we selected the open chair for the county commissioner seat. So we have a commissioner sitting in a seat today that's temporary. So my concerns are with that temporary opportunity to vote on all of these agenda items, and some of these agenda items are appropriation of financial funds. Those funds are our tax dollar funds. So my question actually is to the solicitor for the county commissioner that's here temporarily. I believe it's Attorney Walker. Attorney Walker, have you given your temporary sitting solicitor any legal advice as to how she might refrain, because her seat is temporary, when it's coming to appropriating funds that could clearly come into legal ramifications, because you will be replaced in approximately 5 or 6 days? So my question is, have you given her any legal advice to possibly refrain from approving or voting on any of these agenda items until her seat is taken by the people who elected Mr. Welby? And congratulations to Mr. Tom Welby. Thank you.
I represent the county, so in my representation to the county, we've had discussions at the work session with respect to all these issues.
Have you given any advice to refrain from voting on financial decisions that will be made?
No, I have not.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Joan Hoda wanted Scranton. Well, my question is far less controversial. With regard to Resolution 263, the taxable line of credit for $5 million from Fidelity Bank, is this resolution for a line of credit something we do every year, or is there something unique about the current financial situation of the county that required this to be enacted?
We will actually be having Brian, Coach, I'm going to crucify him. Kozlinski, I apologize. He'll be speaking to those items.
Who is this?
Our financial person.
Dave Bolzoni?
Brian Kozlinski.
Oh,
So what
Brian
this,
Kozlinski.
basically what this is, It's a line of credit.
Oh, I understand what it is. My
But the
question.
reason for, no, we don't do it every year, but the reason for it this year is this, because we don't have a state budget, we're waiting on $5 million.
Okay.
And this is,
I suspected that might have been the reason
So-
between the federal government being shut down and no known date for a state budget that
Yeah,
you've had
so-
to do this.
this will help cover bills through the Health and Human Services, and hopefully, maybe if they settle the budget issue, we won't have to dip into it, but for now, it'll be a
Okay.
safety net just in case.
Do the rates of interest look reasonable? To me,
Well,
have no meaning. Are
They're as reasonable as
Yeah.
they can be at this point, so.
yeah, the floor is 4.5% and the ceiling is 7.5%, so they're looking at probably 6%.
Yeah, and so, and the other part of that is, what you know, with that kind of a loan, you'll pay interest on the money while you have it, so hopefully, if we do have to use it, hopefully the state will give us our money
But
and we'll be able
once-
to pay it back,
Once the state budget is passed, you're gonna
pay it back.
settle this out and get rid of it.
Yeah, if we use it, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Anyone else? Okay. Moving on to the proclamation presentation. Today, we're going to have a proclamation declaring the week of November 4th to 11th, 2025 as Operation Green Lights for Veterans in Lackawanna County. And our Veterans Affairs Director, Tim Booth, is going.
Tim is here to,
Yes.
Tim, so I'll read this into record, and then you can speak on what we're doing here. Whereas the residents of Lackawanna County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the contribution and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. Lackawanna County seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, veterans of foreign wars, religious groups, civil service, and by functioning as county veteran service officers in 29 states to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties and municipalities to recognize Operation Green Light for veterans, Lackawanna County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now therefore, we, Brenda Sacco, Chris Shermack, and Bill Gahn, Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, do hereby recognize and proclaim the week of November 4th through the 11th of 2025 as Operation Green Light for Veterans Week in Lackawanna County. Tim?
Commissioner Shomek, I appreciate your giving me this time. America's counties have a long and proud history of serving our nation's veterans and recognizing the contributions to our communities. While we work to solve veterans' issues like homelessness and suicide, we also recognize the contributions veterans have made to our cities, townships, and boroughs. In Lackawanna County, there are 12,000 veterans from all branches of service and from all ranks. They bring to the community experience in leadership, problem solving, and devotion to duty. They put their country before themselves, and in doing so, they have learned that words like loyalty, dedication, and perseverance are not just words. They are building blocks to success in the military and in civilian life as well. Veterans return from overseas and go to work, start families, and settle down. Veterans returning to civilian life, it's not always easy. Operation Green Light is a nationwide campaign to support veterans, acknowledge their service, and raise awareness of the unique challenges they face. Green represents hope, renewal, and moving forward, providing a visible symbol of support. Lackawanna County will light up the courthouse green and encourage all residents to replace their porch light with a green bulb in support of veterans. This Veterans Day, we celebrate the 5th anniversary of Operation Green Light from November 4th through the 11th, 2025. By shining a green light, county governments and our residents will let veterans know that they are seen, appreciated, and supported. By shining a green light, residents of Lackawanna County are saying to veterans that we see you and recognize your contributions to our county and our country. Thank you.
Thank you. And so, and Tim, before you sit down, we'd like to get a picture. We have the proclamation. I'd like to invite Joe Snedeker up as well, and if there's any other veterans in the room, Joan, I'd love to have everyone here and get a picture, so. Right in the middle.
Hi, Joe. I thought you were the Joe Snedeker from W.
I'm the original one.
No weather today.
I'm the original one.
Oh, that's fine.
Come on in.
Okay, is everybody ready?
We're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
I'll tell you about it.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes. That's yours, Tim.
Thank you. We're going to move into ordinance, our second reading of 25-0262, ordinance 300, authorizing the issuance of tax and revenue anticipation notes.
Whereas the county has determined to accept the proposal of Essex Securities LLC, Jersey City, New Jersey, or one or more assignees designated in writing by the county as purchaser or placement agent for the purchase of its tax anticipation notes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of County in lawful session duly assembled as follows. The county hereby exercises its power and authority to borrow money and authorizes the issuance and sale of its tax and revenue anticipation notes in the series of 2026 in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $15 million in anticipation for the receipt of current taxes and revenues during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. The notes shall be executed in the name and on behalf of the county by the true or facsimile signatures of at least 2 members of the board, and the true or facsimile official seal of the county shall be affixed thereunto, duly attested by the true or facsimile signature of the chief of staff or the deputy chief of staff of the county. The notes shall be general obligations of the county, and together with any other tax and revenue anticipation notes issued or to be issued by the county during the county's fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026 shall, upon issuance thereof, be equally and ratably secured by a pledge of security interest in and a lien and charge on the taxes and other revenues to be received by the county during the period when the notes are outstanding. The county shall and does hereby accept the proposal of the purchaser for the purchase or arrangement of the private placement of the notes subject to and in accordance with the terms and conditions of this ordinance and the proposal. The sale of the notes shall be for the aggregate purchase price of not less than the aggregate per amount of the notes issued by the county plus accrued interest, if any, from the date of the notes to the date of the delivery thereof. The proper officers of the county are hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to contract with the Fidelity Deposit and Discount Bank of Dunmore, Pennsylvania as the paying agent. The chairman and/or any other commissioner of the board, the chief of staff, or the deputy chief of staff of the county, and all other proper officers of the county are hereby authorized jointly and severally to do any and all other things necessary to effectuate the issuance, execution, delivery, and the sale of notes. Duly enacted and ordained on this 5th day of November 2025 by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, in lawful regular session duly assembled. Madam Commissioner.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the county's typical annual tax and revenue anticipation note to provide funds in the beginning of the year until your taxes and revenues start to flow in. It's really just a cash flow borrowing. It matures at the end of the year, and it's just providing that cash flow early on. Happy to answer any questions, but it is very typical for municipalities to do this in the beginning of their year.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution 25-0265.
This is approving the current payables. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County's general fund numbers 392,386 inclusive totaling $4,049,694.06. The county's electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $815,975.64. Adopted regular meeting. The Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Commissioner.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0265?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Resolution 25-0263, authorizing the issuance of a line of credit note series of 2025.
This is the principal amount not to exceed $5 million, whereas the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania anticipates receiving funds and revenues from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which funds and revenues are currently uncollected due to the Pennsylvania state budget impasse. And whereas the county is determined to borrow monies for the purpose of funding, in part, any cash flow deficit or any working capital needs which may be experienced during the Pennsylvania state budget impasse, and by issuing a note to be repaid from the anticipated revenues to be received from the Commonwealth. And whereas the county has received a proposal from Fidelity Deposit Discount Bank in Dunmore to make available the county federally taxable revolving line of credit in the principal amount not to exceed $5 million. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County as follows. The county hereby authorizes and directs the chair or any other commissioner of the board, the chief of staff, or the deputy chief of staff of the county, and all other proper officers of the county jointly or severally to take any and all action which may be necessary on behalf of the county to issue the note. The terms of the note, including maximum amount, rate of interest, terms, and repayment provisions, shall be as set forth in the proposal. The county hereby authorizes, empowers, and directs its proper officers and/or members as identified in Section 3 above to take any and all action and execute and deliver any documents, instruments, agreements, and certificates necessary or desirable to accomplish the transactions contemplated by the proposal, and this resolution duly adopted this 5th day of November 2025 by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, in a lawful, regularly scheduled, duly assembled session. Once again, Madam Commissioner, here to speak upon that is Attorney Brian Kozlansky.
As discussed earlier, this is not something the county has typically done. This is solely as a result of the Pennsylvania budget impasse and the county not receiving the funds to date that they typically would have. About a month ago, the chief financial officer started to get concerned about what the end of the year is going to look like, and this was the most cost-effective way of putting a source of funds in place should that budget drag on, should more reimbursement not come back to the county. And it matures in April. It's really just meant to be a short-term instrument in case you continue to not have the funds coming in. You have payrolls to meet for the end of the year, and he just wanted to have an opportunity to have funds available should this drag on.
Thank you.
All good.
Questions?
And as was mentioned before, if you don't draw anything, you have some cost of issuance, but you don't have any interest costs, and you only pay if you use a little bit on the interest, so
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0263?
Motion.
Second.
On the question?
Yes, I have a few comments on the question. Each commissioner received a letter from the Secretary of the Governor's Office of the Budget from Pennsylvania, and this person's name is Yuri Munson. And I just want to read this letter into the record because I think it encapsulates why we have to have a $5 million line of credit. The letter states as follows. Governor Shapiro introduced his budget proposal 255 days ago. By the way, this letter was dated October 17th. Introduced his budget proposal 255 days ago. His proposal was balanced, cut taxes, and provided critical funding to schools, counties, and the services Pennsylvanians rely on. Since then, the House of Representatives has passed 2 budgets and sent them over to the state Senate, where they have not received a vote. The Shapiro administration and House Democrats have worked tirelessly to compromise with the state Senate Republican majority to find agreement on a budget that is fiscally responsible and invests in Pennsylvanians, county services, our schools, and our youngest learners. The administration continues to fight for our residents and will until Senate Republicans come back to work and we can enact a state budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. The lack of an enacted state budget, while the Commonwealth sits on over $11 billion in reserve, has resulted in serious impacts on the ability to administer our counties, provide services residents need, and on the everyday life of families and citizens alike. The administration has been unable to disperse more than $1.6 billion in payments to counties statewide because we lack an enacted budget, leaving local leaders like yourself to make difficult decisions. Throughout local communities, critical services Pennsylvanians rely on are struggling due to the Senate's inaction. Last week, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives passed and sent a state budget bill to the state Senate, Senate Bill 160, which would provide critical resources to all 67 counties across this Commonwealth. This is the second bipartisan compromise budget that the House has sent to the Senate, only for the Senate Republicans to leave Harrisburg without funding our counties or our schools. These bills would provide billions of dollars in state and federal pass-through funding to ensure counties can invest in proven programs and support for their residents, including over $2 billion in county child welfare, $269 million in mental health services, $600 million in human services block grant, and $159 million in early intervention. This next paragraph is really important. Specifically for Lackawanna County, the budget passed by the House would provide more than $43,677,866 in state and federal funding this fiscal year. This amount does not include payments for programs administered under a county jointer contract. These resources will enable your county to strengthen critical services and expand upon the successes your county has already accomplished. The reason why I wanted to read that into the record, as Brian had stated, we have to have a $5 billion line of credit like most other counties in Pennsylvania who are trying to figure this thing out, because as every day passes without a budget, the services that we provide to the youngest, the oldest, the most vulnerable citizens in the county are under threat. And if we get into December, or God forbid, January, we are gonna be in an awful lot of trouble. And that's what I think keeps me up at night. I know it keeps the other commissioners up at night, and everybody in this building who provides these crucial programs to the people who need it at most. So I would just urge the people in the state Senate to get their act together and get a budget passed, because they're not the ones that are being hurt. It's the people in our aging department, the people in our youth and family services department, those children, those our elderly citizens who are being terribly affected by this. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gahn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 25-0258.
This is approving the district attorney's memorandum of agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the memorandum of agreement between the district attorney's office and the Scranton Housing Authority for services of an assistant district attorney for years 2026 and 2027. Adopted the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Here to speak upon that is the district attorney's administrative officer, Mr. Brian Finnerty.
Good morning, Board. I request the Board of Commissioners approve a 2-year memorandum of agreement between the District Attorney's Office and the Scranton Housing Authority for the full-time services of an Assistant District Attorney during the calendar years of 2026 and 2027, with a 1-year extension going in through 2028 if approved. Purpose of the grant is to provide a safe, crime and drug-free environment for all Housing Authority residents, and this grant has been in existence between the DA's office and the Scranton Housing Authority since 1996.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Brian. Any questions?
Nope.
Any questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0258?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Thank you, Board, and have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 25-0259.
This is entering into an agreement with the Workforce Development Board. Be it resolved, Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County, following a competitive procurement process by the Lackawanna County Workforce Development Board, does hereby enter into a service agreement with Presto Pest Control, Sellersville, Pennsylvania, for the provision of pest control services at the Pennsylvania Career Link for the period of November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2027. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Here to speak upon that is the Executive Director of the Workforce Development Board, Ms. Virginia Toronto.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thanks for having me. This is a contract for pest control services at the PA Career Link, Lackawanna County, which is located at 135 Franklin Avenue in downtown Scranton. It was procured through a formal request for proposals by the Workforce Development Board, reviewed by the Executive Committee of the Board. We received 2 proposals. They approved the Presto pest control proposal. It was the lowest bid received and the best possible services for the PA Career Link. This will be ratified by the full board at our quarterly meeting, which is scheduled for November 20th. It is, all of these costs, it comes to $3,653, all costs paid by the partners at the PA Career Link. There are no costs to the county.
Thank you, Jenny. Any questions?
Nope.
Any questions?
Are you going to give the mice a heads up that you have a new company?
I sure
coming in?
am.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0259?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 25-0260.
This is entering into a medical assistance transportation program grant agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby entering into a grant agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of Human Services for the Medical Assistance Transportation Program. The agreement shall commence July 1st, 2025, and terminate June 30th, 2026. Adopted regularly meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, here to speak upon that is Colt's Director of Share Ride Operations, Ms. Kelly Matone.
Good morning, Commissioners. This agreement between Lackawanna County and the Department of Human Services ensures the citizens of Lackawanna County have a safe, reliable transportation at a low cost to meet their medical needs, all while complying with the standard and guidelines of DHS. This program is vital to the health of our constituents of Lackawanna County. The Medical Assistance Transportation Program made up of 22% ridership in the 24-25 fiscal year, which was close to 29,000 trips for the residents of Lackawanna County. So it's very important.
Thank you. Questions?
Nope.
Any questions?
Not a question, just a comment. This is one of the great programs that we have in Lackawanna County, and I have to tell you how many comments I get from people who are so impressed with the drivers because they become like family with the
Yes.
people that they're picking up, and they do go above and beyond for these people, so thank you for that.
Wonderful. I'll pass it along. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0260?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Thank you. Resolution 25-0261.
This is extending a warranty and support services agreement. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby extend the warranty and support services agreement between the Secure Technology Value Solutions and the Lackawanna County Prison for 5 years, with the total annual cost of coverage for $59,625 after receiving the approval from the Prison Board. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, here to speak upon that is our warden, Mr. Tim Betty.
Good morning, Commissioners. We purchased a whole body scanner back in 2019 with funds from the inmate canteen account, and the warranty is expired, and I'm looking to enter into a service agreement for an additional 5-year time frame. The prison board has already authorized the use of canteen funds, and most importantly, that means it won't cost the county a penny. It won't cost the county taxpayers a penny.
Thank you. Any questions? Nope. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0261?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 25-0264.
Entering into an agreement with Otis Elevator, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby entering into a 5-year agreement with Otis Elevator for 123 Wyoming Avenue, Scranton, elevators 3 and 4, at a cost of $630 per month. Adopted regular meeting. The Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, Mr. Dewar is unavailable today. This is a new maintenance agreement for our new elevators on the right-hand side of the building. The previous maintenance agreement has expired.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0264?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Thank you. Resolution 25-0266.
This is ratifying the filing of applications with the Monroe County Local Share Account Grant Program to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, for various projects as detailed. Whereas Lackawanna County is interested in promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County, and whereas Lackawanna County has submitted grant applications to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Monroe County Local Share Grant Program on behalf of various agencies as detailed. Number one, Lackawanna Blind Association for $252,000 for building renovations. And number two, Western Park Baseball Association, $58,553.25 for infield renovation. Whereas Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chairman of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners and the chief of staff to sign and authorize all documents and accept any awards related to these Monroe County Local Share Account grants. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, here to speak upon that is our Director of Economic Development, Ms. Kristen Magnata.
Thanks, Chief. Good morning, Commissioners. These are 2 more LSA Monroe applications that were due by the date of September 30th, 2025. That brings us to 38 total applications that we did for LSA Monroe. A resolution approving submittal is required by DCED, and the LSA Monroes, have a 3-year contract. They're no cost to the county, and we also collect a 5% admin fee for these applications.
Thank you, and thank you for all the hard work on these. I know how important they are, so thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0266?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you. Resolution 25-0271.
It's authorizing the submission of for a library grant. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the submission of the Keystone Grant for Public Library Facilities application by the Lackawanna County Library System on behalf of the Carbondale Public Library. Thus hereby authorize the Chief of Staff or Deputy Chief of Staff to execute the application. Adopted at regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, here to speak upon that is the Executive Director of the Lackawanna County Library System, Ms. Sandy Longo.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you for your time this morning. My name is Sandy Longo. I'm the Executive Director of the Lackawanna County Library System, and I'm here representing Carbondale Public Library and also Valley Community Library in a request to apply for Keystone grants through Office of Commonwealth Libraries to address an elevator that needs to be replaced at Carbondale, and also the HVAC at Valley Community Library.
Thank you. Any questions?
Nope.
No questions? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0271?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Resolution 25-0272.
Authorizing the submission of a library grant. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the submission of a Keystone Grant for Public Library Facilities application by the Lackawanna County Library System on behalf of the Valley Community Library. It is hereby authorized the Chief of Staff or the Deputy Chief of Staff to execute the application. adopted regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County, held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, she explained it in the last.
Yeah, I think you
Apologies.
explained.
My
Nope,
apologies, I
that's okay.
combined both of them together.
I've done that in the past as well, so
Well, thank you.
you're welcome. Have any questions?
No, this is for the HVAC jobs.
That's at Valley Community Library in Peckville, yes.
Yep.
The elevators in Carbondale.
Thank you. Do I have a motion, no questions, correct?
No question.
Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0272?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Resolution 25-0273, I believe we're going to...
At this time, we're going to ask the county commissioners to table this resolution. There are some provisions in the contract that are still being worked out with outreach, and it's not prepared for today.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion to table Resolution 25-0273?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you. Resolution 25-0274.
Entering into an agreement with All Paid Payment Network. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County is hereby entering into a payment processing agreement on behalf of the Lackawanna County Treasurer's Office with All Paid Payment Network. Adopted regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, Lackawanna County, held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman, here to speak upon that is the Lackawanna County Treasurer, Ms. Angela Rimpey Jones.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The current contract with our existing online credit card payment processing company, which the county's used since 2009, I believe, it ends this November 30th. So switching our vendor service provider to All Paid offers smart payment integration solutions and technologically advanced service options between us, their customer, and our taxpayers. So first and foremost, the county's current vendor charges fees up to 5% for delinquent real estate tax payments and up to 6% on the tax claim department's annual judicial and upset sales. In comparison, All Paid's fee is only 2.15%. For example, a $2,000 credit card charge currently would cost the taxpayer $100. That same transaction with All Paid would be only $43, so that's less than half. All Paid also provides the option to pay via e-check. All Paid has a call center option with bilingual assistance. And All Paid is providing free of charge 3 state-of-the-art credit card swipe tap terminals. Our current vendor does not provide these options. And lastly, as you know, the county is also transitioning our delinquent tax collection software company to RBA Professional Data Systems. All Paid has what's called a deep integration with the new RBA software. So this integration of RBA with All Paid will significantly increase the efficiency of delinquent tax payment collections made online or in person at the Treasurer's Office. This is of no cost to the county, and it's not a years-long contract, but an agreement which I believe can be, requires only 30 days' notice to be dissolved. I also consulted with Scranton Single Tax Office's tax collector, Kathy Weschler, and the County Treasurers Association of Pennsylvania for feedback before choosing this vendor, as they both have experience with All Paid.
Thank you. Any questions?
You're fairly certain this is a good company?
What's that?
It's a good company?
Yes, that's why I definitely got feedback from those that are already using them. And again, it's only 30 days' notice. If for whatever reason we weren't happy with them, then we could, choose another provider.
And Kathy at the Single Tax Office utilizes this company now?
They've had them for about a year, so it's going very smoothly now. Like anything, obviously, when you transition to something new, there's going to be hiccups in the beginning, but it's going very smoothly for them now. So.
Okay, hopefully they do a good job.
Yeah, thank you for doing due diligence. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0274?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 25-0275.
It's authorizing the naming of a county-owned bridge. It's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners to name the county-owned bridge located in Lapoon Township as the Dickinson Lewis Bridge. Whereas the County of Lackawanna is the third-class county organized pursuant to the County Code of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and whereas Lackawanna County owns a certain bridge located along College Road in the Township of Lapoon. And whereas Lapoon Township has requested that Lackawanna County name said bridge the Dickinson Lewis Bridge in honor of former Township Supervisor Thomas A. Dickinson and former Township Secretary Shirley Lewis. And whereas the Board of Commissioners believe it to be in the best interest of the residents of Lackawanna County to name the College Road Bridge the Dickinson Lewis Bridge in honor of these two former township officials. Now therefore, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby name the Lackawanna County-owned bridge located along College Drive in Lapoon Township, the Dickinson Lewis Bridge, in recognition of years of dedicated service by former Township Supervisor Thomas A. Dickinson and former Township Secretary Shirley Lewis. Lapoon Township is hereby authorized to install signage reflecting the name of the bridge in consultation with the County Roads and Bridges Director. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on November 5th, 2025. Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you. Wanna add anything?
Yeah, there was a possibility that somebody from Lapoon Township was supposed to be here today. I don't think anybody showed, so this is something that they reached out to me months and months ago, and you know, they did pass a resolution at the municipality requesting that permission to do this. Now, when we go back and look, Mr. Thomas Dixon is deceased. And Ms. Shirley Lewis is still with us. And again, this is just a request that was brought on to our attention from Lapoon Township. We did vet these two folks to make sure that, you know, that we had no issues. Dealt with our Roads and Bridges director. He had no issues. So this is along the road of Keystone College. It's an architectural bridge that was out for, oh gosh, I don't even know, 10, 15 years, maybe longer, that is finally back in action. And so it was just a request, and I think it was a nice honor for the folks in Plume Township. So that's what that's all about.
Thank you. Any questions? No. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-0275?
Motion.
Second.
Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Opportunity for the public to address the board.
Joan Hodawanit, Scranton. I think it's ironic that you had a proclamation for Operation Green Light today, because this afternoon at the University of Scranton, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., the university is going to honor one of its graduates, David Wenzel. And I know there are a lot of people behind me who are under 50 years old and don't remember the Vietnam War. But for those of us who do, when Dave was in his 20s, I think this is back in the late 60s, he was, I believe, an Army lieutenant, and he was deployed to Vietnam. And he was in country about 1 month when Dave had the misfortune of stepping on a mine. And he lost both legs and one arm. He's a triple amputee. Now, people in his situation who survive basically can get a free ride from the government for the rest of their life. Not Dave Wenzel. He came back and took another degree at the University of Scranton. I believe it was his master's degree. And he worked at City Hall in Scranton. And eventually he ran for mayor and won and served as mayor of Scranton. And after he left as mayor, he was still active in many ways. Among other things, he wrote a book detailing the contributions and lives of all the prior mayors. So this afternoon, the university is establishing, they have a thing called the Center for Ethics and Excellence, and this is going to be their first award to one of their graduates, and they're going to eventually name this award after him. He will not be there. His wife will be there. They're going to have a display honoring his achievements. But, you know, that man gave everything he had to his country and to his community. So when they say thank a veteran, no better model of the veterans who've served this country than David Wenzel. So if you're interested in attending this event, it's at the Weinberg Library on the 5th floor, the Heritage Room. Google this event, Dave Wenzel, you know, November 5th, 2025, University of Scranton event, because you need to register. But I think that we should have standing room only there because this man, we could never repay the debt we owe to him as citizens. So that's my pitch for the veterans. I do have a question, though. Do we have a date for when the election board is scheduled to certify last night's election?
No, we don't. It's a process they have to go through. There's testing, and there were a lot of write-in votes because of the small municipal elections, judges, inspectors, supervisors, where nobody ran. So they all have to be canvassed and computated starting Friday. So we don't have a date at this point, but the state requires certification by the 24th. So the deadline to do it is the 24th.
And you will put a notice in the legals of the paper so that the public will be informed of when it's going to take place, correct? This
Yes,
is open to the public.
Yes, it has to be certified at a Board of Election meeting, Joan, so, yeah.
Okay. And just a recommendation on my part, if I were the county, I would be inviting Mr. Welby to any work sessions that you're having, especially relating to the budget, because he needs to hit the ground running. And if you could help him do that by including him prior to his being sworn in, I think that would serve the public very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Commissioners, other business? Commissioner Gahn?
Sure. Thank you. Well, first, I just want to congratulate Tom Welby on his election as Lackawanna County Commissioner. Tom has a long record of public service and a deep understanding of the needs of the people of Lackawanna County. I respect and have always respected his dedication to our community, and I look forward to working with him in a professional and collaborative way to move our county forward. From the very beginning of this entire process, I fought hard to make sure the people, not the politicians, had a voice and a vote. Months ago, I joined Judge Nealon in voting to hold a special election because I believe the voters deserve the opportunity to decide who would represent them. And the people have spoken, and they spoke very clearly. Yesterday's result is a reflection of that belief in democracy and transparency. Yesterday, I spent most of the day in Manuka at the Legion with Mr. Welby. I know him very well. Got involved in politics back in 2013. He's been involved for many decades, and he's going to do a great job. He's a great person. He comes from a great family. His sister Maureen is in the back there, and they should all be very proud of him. He ran a great campaign. I also want to congratulate the great campaigns that Michael Capolini and Chet Murley ran. They all did a really, really good job. It's not easy putting your name on the ballot and going door to door and trying to raise money, and they did it, and they did a good job. So everybody should be very, very proud of themselves.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just have a couple more things. I also wanted to just talk about, for a moment, what happened last week in Dunmore. There are moments in our nation's history when the moral compass of America wavers, when the machinery of government, instead of protecting human dignity, grinds it underfoot. What happened in Dunmore last week, I believe, was one of those moments. A hardworking single father, a man with no criminal record, was pulled from his bicycle on his way to work by agents of the federal government. His young daughter, a child of our community, a student at Dunmore Elementary, a little girl who wore her school sweatshirt with pride, was later taken into custody as well. Their only crime, as far as I know, was missing an immigration hearing. Let's call this what it is: cruelty without cause. President Trump and his enablers have once again turned the federal government into an instrument of fear, a weapon aimed not at criminals or traffickers, but at families, workers, and children. ICE's conduct, carried out under policies of political cowardice and white nationalist rhetoric, bears a chilling resemblance to the early tactics of regimes we once fought to defeat in this country. When uniformed men snatch fathers from their neighborhoods and take children from their schools, we are no longer acting as a democracy guided by compassion and justice. We are echoing the ghosts of a darker time when obedience to authority mattered more than the humanity of our neighbors. The image that many of you may have seen of that bicycle lying on the ground, empty and abandoned, should haunt every single one of us. It is the symbol of an America that has lost its way, an America where men are arrested not for violence, but for simply seeking a better life, and where a child's tears are justified by the cold excuse of just doing my job. In Lackawanna County, there has been a huge outcry of support for these two people. We will not look away. We will not stand silent while children are taken from their homes and fathers are treated as criminals for daring to work and to dream. We must summon again the decency and courage that built this nation, not walls of fear, but bridges of compassion. America is at her best when she opens her arms, not when she builds walls or cages. To the people of Dunmore, to that little girl, and to every family living in fear, know this: you are part of this community. And as long as I hold public office, I will use my voice to speak up for you, to stand with you, and to demand that this nation remember its soul and remember where it came from. I just want to mention that I had the opportunity to attend the statewide Pennsylvania Economic Development Association conference that was held at the Hilton in Scranton on October 23rd. It was a collection of many individuals from across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I can tell you that every single person that I talked to that was not from this area was extremely impressed with everything that's going on in Scranton and in Lackawanna County. So we were very, very happy to have them here and very happy to talk with them about all the things that we have going on. On October 24th, the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations was celebrated with the flag raising on Courthouse Square. It was a really, really nice event that brought a cross-section of the community and the county together, and I want to thank Joe Ricardo and all of the United Nations Association of Northeastern Pennsylvania. On Saturday, November 1st, the inaugural Commissioner's Cup Youth Soccer Skills Challenge was held at Stayback Park in Archibald. I couldn't make it because I had a prior engagement, but it's my understanding that it was well attended. And I want to thank our Parks Director, Paul Bechtel, and all of the staff here at the county who did a really, really nice job putting that together. And I also, on a positive note, wanted to end by saying that we did just announce that we're expecting baby number 6 in the Gaughan household, April 24th. So we told our 5 children a few days ago, and my daughter Delia, who is 2 years old, said that she wanted a puppy, so she was disappointed. And my other daughter, Maeve, said that she didn't want a boy, that she's sick of having brothers, so we'll see what happens. But thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations on the new coming baby. That's more power to you there. And I want to thank Mr. Snedeker for coming today and leading us in the pledge. And I want to thank all our veterans and service members that are currently serving. You know, without everything that you do and the sacrifices that you made and the families make, we couldn't do what we do here every day in the United States. I'd also like to congratulate all the winners in the election yesterday. I know it's been a long-awaited election, especially in the commissioner's seat, so look forward to, you know, moving forward when Mr. Welby gets here. And again, it's a tough thing to put your name out there. It's tough to spend every night of the week out pounding the pavement and asking for money, and it takes a lot, and it takes a certain person. So, congratulations to all, especially the hard work in our elections department. Beth does a great job, her team. I think it went flawless yesterday. I didn't hear of any issues. So congrats to them as well for everything that they do and to keep our county always usually in the lead on getting the results in and all that. So again, thanks to everyone, and that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Mr. Snedeker, for leading us in the pledge, and thank you for your service, and thank you to all our veterans for your service. I would also like to thank all those who stepped up to run for a position in yesterday's election, and to congratulate those who were victorious, and especially my dear friend Tom Welby. I would also like to thank county staff and poll workers for all their hard work in supporting the election process. And I'd like to thank everyone for attending today, and I hope everyone has a great day. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.